It's going to be fun. Got some music by the Daddy Sisters. Lots of great stuff. Y'all don't go anywhere. It's going to be awesome. Hey, Kathy. Good to see you, girl. How's everybody doing on this Friday? Is it a good day for you? I'm setting I hope the volume, y'all been saying the last few weeks that it didn't sound good on the show, so I'm trying something different. Y'all let me know if it's better or worse. Hope you can hear me better today. That's been my complaint the last few weeks is we can't hear you really good on the show, so I'm using a different device to do the show, so if you can hear me better today, I need to know. And if you can't, then tell me that too. Hey, Roy Clifford, what's up, my friend? Y'all ready for the Strictly Southern show? I bet you want to hear some Dodson's music, and you're in the right place if you want to hear some Dodson's music today. It's going to be a great day. We just got back from Creekside, and Paul and I are rested up and ready to go. And she's in there working like a little bee, but she's going to come in here with me here in a little bit. And lots of stuff that we're going to be talking about. So it's going to be great. Don't go anywhere. It's too low. Mike says it's too low. Is my voice too low or is the music too low? Which one's too low? Let me see if I can give you more. There you go. How's that? Is that better? It's muffled, unfortunately. Really. I don't understand. Don't. Tell me if this is better. Heaven's Mountain Band's got this song for me. Hey. Who is that? I missed you. The music's too low. Well, I've got it turned down right now. So that's okay if it's just the music. Turn your volume on, Jim. I'm on here. Better?
This is the Gospel Mix. WPIL 91.7 FM. Heflin.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Strictly Southern with Vonda Armstrong. Strictly Southern is the premier show in America for hot new groups to break through and established artists to shine. Strictly Southern is the program that is committed to keeping you up to date with everything that is Southern
I hope
gospel.
that's better, y'all. We gotta roll with it now. It's
Now
time.
here's your host, singer, songwriter, radio
Brother Jeff
personality,
Steele does
and
me
your
right,
friend,
don't
Vonda Armstrong.
Hey, everybody! I'm glad you're here today. Happy Friday! It's the Strictly Southern Show. Hey, Cammy. Oh, yeah. Sing loud. Love it. Hallelujah. That's right. Anybody in? the Strictly Southern show. I'm so glad that you're here today. Hey, we just are getting back from Creekside. We're rested a little bit and are ready to go again. We're going to be talking today about Creekside, some of the things that happened, some of the artists, some of the new artists that we got to meet this year. Also, we're going to be talking about Southern Gospel Weekend is going to be taking place in March in Oxford, Alabama. That is the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st. And it's going to be a little bit different this year. So the place to get your news about Southern Gospel Weekend is the Strictly Southern Show. We'll be talking all about what's going to be going on there this year. So don't go anywhere. And because we want you to make plans now to be with us in Oxford, Alabama at Southern Gospel Weekend. If you had a great time at Creekside this year, then just know you're not alone. We had some great opportunities this year to meet some fine folks. The Diamond Awards went great. Little Jan was there, and there were some big highlighted moments. And we're going to be talking about some of those. I've been having people tell me their favorite moment that took place at Creekside. Lottie Squires, a fellow DJ friend of mine, she said, my favorite moment was when Jean Grady asked me if I would work backstage and do some voice work for the Diamond Awards, and she said, you know, you can't tell Jean Grady no. And I was like, you know, right? And so she said, but when some of my best friends came off the stage and had won awards, and I got to grab them and hug their neck first, I was really glad that I said yes to Jean. That was a great moment at Creekside. There were other moments, too, that were special to me. One of the times I was emceeing in a showcase. And those of you that have not been to Creekside, we have showcases during the day. And we were over there and calling out the groups that were coming up, and I could hear something going on next door. A few minutes had passed, and Jason Dice, who is another fellow DJ over in Meridian, Mississippi, he came to me and said, did you just see what was going on in the room next door? I said, no, I didn't see that. And he said, well, you should have, because I looked through the window and I saw the Dodsons. We were just talking about the Dodsons. He said, I saw the Dodsons. And he said, you know, the lady that was up here that was singing and sharing her testimony, he said, when she walked off stage, the Dodsons wouldn't guide her. And they went over to the room next door and went to the altar, and they prayed for her. And he said, that is what that you were listening to, and that's what you were hearing in the room next door. That's kind of what goes on at Creekside. That's kind of what makes Creekside different. And Creekside never is in competition with any other event. It's just its own thing. And it's where we all get together. We're just like family, and we pray for each other. We love on each other. We hear some great gospel music, and we see a lot of moments, a lot of God moments at Creekside. And that's every year when I get home, I'm reminded of God's love. I'm reminded of all the great friends and all the great blessings that God has given us. And so, you know, it's a pretty good time right now to play that song, I'm Reminded, by the Dodsons. So I'm going to play that one for you right now.
Every step that I take in faith, every moment I stand on your grace, I'm reminded that I am blessed.
Anybody else blessed this morning?
I'm reminded that He's always with me, even on my worst days. I'm reminded He'll never leave me.
Hey, Noel.
I'm declaring victory over my life. Every test that I go through, I make it out alive. When I get down and out, I'll still hold tight, 'cause I know the one who's on my
That's
side,
right.
who is helping me fight every battle that I go
Every battle.
through.
Anybody?
I'm reminded
Oh, sing it, Joe.
I am not alone, even in a world that gets so cold. I
thank you. No.
I'm reminded that He's always with me, even on my worst days. I'm reminded that I'm forgiven.
Yes. I love it.
I'm declaring victory over my life. Every test that I go through, I'm making out alive. When I get down and out, I'll still hold on tight, 'cause I know the one who's on my side, who is helping me fight.
Hey, Jeffrey.
That I
Hey, Haven. I miss you.
I'm reminded He won't give up on me. He won't let me go.
Good stuff.
Oh my God, He is faithful. I'm declaring victory over my life.
And yours. And yours.
Every test that I go through,
Every test.
get out alive. When I get down and out, I'll still hold on tight, 'cause I know the one who's on my side,
Yes.
who is helping me fight every battle that I go through. I'm reminded.
Yes.
I'm reminded.
Amen. I'm reminded, and that is the Dodsons. Hey, I want to read you some lyrics to a song this morning. My daughter, Ashley Frank, she sent me a message one morning. She said, Mama, have you ever heard this song? She said, I was riding down the road and I listened to the words, and God spoke to me, and she said, I am a squalling, bawling mess. Now, many folks say this is the next #1 song in the Singing News and the SGN Skips magazine. I don't know what the next #1 song is, but I know that this song right here is a great song. The lyrics are like the prodigal son. I wandered in darkness, and I traded my life for a worldly good time. No peace in my heart I ever could find, and I got so tired eating after the swine. So I believe I'll go home with the Father. And I got so tired. The table is spread, and they're waiting for me, and I can see the Father coming down to me. Wow. Wow. Like the prodigal son, I wandered from Jesus, but the good shepherd saw through heat and the cold, the 99, just to find this lost sheep that was hungry and cold. Wow. So I believe I'll go home and eat with the Father. The table is spread, and they're waiting for me. I can see the Father coming down to greet me. Lord, I'm willing to be just a servant for thee. Oh, just a servant for thee, just a servant for thee. Are you willing today to be just a servant for thee? I tell you, there are so many things out there that people could be doing for the Lord. There are so many times that God could use us, but we don't always open up. We don't always do the things that God called us to do. And I'm speaking today to somebody out there that's fighting with whatever it is that God wants you to do, because that just came out of nowhere. But if God's calling you to do something, no matter what it is, do it. Do it. Now, Legacy 5, they have a song right now that talks about the prodigal son, and it's an amazing song. And this is the song that Ashley was listening to that day. It says, what kind of man? And I'm wondering today, what kind of man are you?
I am Barabbas, a rebel, a prisoner. Death was the sentence for me. Led before
song right there is an awesome song. I can tell you that today, that What Kind of Man is an awesome song. Sang by Legacy 5 Quartet. Boy, when they came back with their music, they came back with a bang. Amen. And what a song. What Kind of Man. We were talking just a few minutes ago about Creekside, and if you were at Creekside, then you were probably blown away when this quartet came on the stage. Miss Lottie was sitting on the front row grinning like a possum. Y'all know what that means, grinning like a possum. I got on camo, I can talk about possums today. But anyway, they did an excellent job and became a favorite of Creekside. So many of the guests that come to Creekside every year, they send messages whenever we get home and say, we love this group, we love this group. And I could not tell you how many people have said, I love this group. They are called Justified Quartet, and here's a current song by them called Come, Lord Jesus. Oh, sing it, boys.
Even so, come Lord Jesus, I'll meet you with the rising sun. Even so, come Lord Jesus, when the troubles down here are done. Lord, I'm ready to take that long, long flight and leave this wicked world behind.
I love it.
Revelation said it well, come Lord Jesus, anytime.
Anytime.
Ever since the day you forgave me and saved me, I've listened for that trumpet sound. I'm watching for the cloud that I know is gonna take me where sin and sorrow can be found. Even so, come Lord Jesus, I'll meet you with the rising sun. Even so, come Lord Jesus, when the troubles down here are done. Lord, I'm ready to take that long, long flight and leave this wicked world behind. The Revelator said it well, come Lord Jesus, anytime.
Yeah.
There's nothing here I would grieve about leaving. My treasure's on the other side. I've spent too many years begging, borrowing, and stealing. I longer cost so Jordan's rolling tide. I'll meet you with the rising sun. Even so. Lord Jesus, when the troubles down here are done, Lord, I'm ready to take that long, long flight and leave this wicked world behind. The Revelator said it well, come Lord Jesus, anytime. Even so, come Lord Jesus, I'll meet you.
Yeah.
The rising sun. Even so, Lord Jesus, come Lord Jesus, when the trouble down here are done, Lord, I'm ready to take that long, long flight and leave this wicked world behind. The Revelator said it well, come Lord Jesus, anytime. The Revelator said it well, come Lord Jesus, anytime. Come Lord Jesus.
Yeah. Woo! Justified.
Listening to the Strictly Southern Show with your host, Vonda Easley. And now
Armstrong.
with more, here's Vonda.
Hey.
Hey, y'all, listen, that was Justified Quartet, and they did a great job at Creekside. First song I heard of theirs was called Take a Stand, and when I heard that song, I thought, wow, that's different. And so I started kind of checking into who is this group anyway, and yes, they did come to Creekside this year and blessed us. We got to listen to their music, and we just had a great time with them at Creekside. I did tell you that we were going to talk about Southern Gospel Weekend, and that is the event that takes place in Oxford, Alabama every year in March. It's going to be the 19th, 20th, and the 21st. 3 great days of gospel music. Going to be a little bit different this year. It's not going to be just an open event for everybody that wants to come and sing. The groups are actually going to be invited, and we're going to be making an announcement today about the very first 3 groups. Now, Southern Gospel Weekend this year is going to present Southern Country Grass. So what that means is we're going to have Southern Gospel, we're going to have Christian Country, and Bluegrass, all 3 at Southern Gospel Weekend this year. So when we make the announcement that these 3 groups are coming, then we're going to announce 3 at a time. A Southern Gospel group, a Christian Country group, and a Bluegrass group. And it is going to be an amazing time in Oxford, Alabama. I know the groups that are all going to be there, or most of the groups that are all going to be there. And yesterday, the board members met, and we're making the first announcement today. We'll be announcing 3 groups at a time. I'm dying to tell you the first 3 groups, but I'm going to wait. Be looking today, sgnscoops.com. All during the day, you'll see the announcement there first about the very first 3 groups that are going to be March the 18th, 19th, and 20th in Oxford, Alabama. Southern Gospel Weekend. You want to mark your calendar right now. I will tell you this. We're having a talent search. You'll be hearing about this on Channel 24. You'll also be hearing about this on the radio. And we're going to be having a talent search. Someone is going to win a very nice prize at Southern Gospel Weekend. So if you are a singer and you know you can sing and you love to sing, but you just never branched out, never did anything like this, but you'd love to do a recording, well, you need to be tuning up those vocals for the talent search, because you could be the winner. And trust me, you're going to want to be the winner. We're going to be talking about that more, but after the first announcement is made today, Southern Gospel, sgnscoops.com. That stands for Southern Gospel News, SGN Scoops. But anyway, sgnscoops.com. Go on Facebook to SGN Scoops. You'll see a red cover of the magazine. Put that one on your page as a reminder to see, like follow that page, so that during the day today, when we make the announcement about the first 3 groups, you'll be one of the first ones to know about it. It's going to be awesome. And my friend Paula's watching. She says, sounds like an awesome week in Oxford. Paula, it's going to be great. It'll be different. It's different from any other Southern Gospel Weekend that we've had. But you are going to love it. Trust me. One of the biggest comments that we got this year after Creekside was, we loved it because you had different people, different artists. And so there may be some groups that you've not heard before. There'll be some that you have heard there before. But I promise you, you are going to love Southern Gospel Weekend. These guys right here, they were in the studio a few weeks ago, and they did me this liner. Listen to this.
Hey, we're Pardon. When the times get hard around here, we know what to do.
We listen to 91.7 FM.
WPIL in Heflin, Alabama.
Today's gospel music.
Yeah! Hey, if you were at Christian Country at the Creek, you heard these guys, and you heard them at Creekside. Here's Pardon from Fort Payne, Alabama.
All that it took to make. And one night in late July, where I found saving grace.
Actually, they're from Boaz. I think I just moved them down the road. Don't tell them.
I can hear my mama praying the sweetest prayer around. Down at the altar.
I love those guys that's pardoning. They're not from Fort Payne, Alabama. It's not too far down the road. They're from Boaz, Alabama. But I always want to make them from Fort Payne. I don't know. Do y'all ever do that? Like, just completely change where somebody lives? Well, then crawl in this head and live for a few days. And if that's the worst thing you ever do, then I'll be proud of you. Hey, today is my sister's birthday, and when I come to Alabama to do my radio program, I always spend the night with her and my brother-in-law. They live in Delta, which is just, it's in Clay County, the next county south, and they've been building, they took their house and completely rebuilt a house around their house, and it's absolutely beautiful. They went to Dahlonega, Georgia yesterday, got home last night. I was there to spend the night. We had a little birthday celebration, and this morning I had WPIL playing in the bathroom while I was in there putting my paint in the barn, putting my makeup on, and so she was back there in the bedroom, and my brother-in-law walked by, and he said, Judy's listening to you in here sing with the radio and WPIL, and she said she wants one of whatever it is you're taking. And I just had me a dose of Jesus this morning. But when I woke up this morning, I just kind of talked to him, just like my best friend, you know, because he is my best friend. And laying there in the bed, I just kind of talked to the Lord about things going on and things that, you know, I've kind of got dealing with right now in my life. And last night I took Mom out to eat. We went to Top of the River, and she'd had a great day yesterday. But as the day kind of progresses and things, it starts getting a little bit later during the day, things bother her more. And it was raining, and she did not want her hair to get messed up. And so went to Top of the River. I don't remember eating at Top of the River because from the minute we walked in the door, she was ready to go because she didn't want her hair to get messed up. So here I am today with my hair looking like this, but I promise you, my mama's hair looks good. But today is my sister's birthday, and we're not talking about how old she is, but it's been one of those weeks for them. My nephew, I posted earlier about my nephew. This was also the anniversary of his death, and when I was at Creekside 2 years ago is when we got the call, and he was the person that walked in, and when he walked in a room, the whole room lit up. He was always smiling. He was always talking about Alabama football. And at every family reunion, he was the life of the party. At every family get-together. So it's kind of it's an emotional week for them. I told her, I said, are you going to listen to my show today? Because if you are, I'm going to play Happy Birthday. And so I got her phone all fixed so she can listen to the show today. So I want y'all to help me wish her a happy birthday. If you will, just type in the comments, Happy Birthday, Judy. And today is her birthday. So type in there, Happy Birthday, Judy. And let's all sing Happy Birthday to her.
Happy birthday to you.
Cha-cha-cha.
Happy birthday to you.
Cha-cha-cha.
Happy birthday, God bless you.
And many, many more.
Happy birthday to you.
We're going to leave your growing old off. But one of her favorite singers is Ashley. And so, here's my daughter. She's singing, I Have Been Blessed.
When he walks among us and all that he does, all of his mercy and all of his love. If the pen of the writer could write everything,
amen,
even his words could never contain how I have been blessed.
There's a bunch of happy birthdays going out to you, Judy.
Warmth in the winter and flowers in spring, laughter in summer and the changing of the leaves. There's food on my table, a good place to sleep,
amen,
clothes on my back and shoes on my feet. Oh, I have been blessed.
Anybody been blessed today? Let me see some
I
hearts.
have arms that can raise and a voice that can talk, hands that can touch and legs that can walk, ears that can listen, eyes that can see.
best.
And the memories we made. Our pastor to lead us.
Yes.
The altar to pray. His stripes that can heal. And his blood that can save. Oh, we have been blessed.
Anybody been blessed today? Wow.
I've been blessed. He's so good to me. Precious are his thoughts for you and me. No way could I count them. There's not enough time. So I'll just thank him for being so kind. God has been
Yes, he has.
so good, and I have been blessed. He's my shoulder to lean on when I am down, the rock where he leads me when I'm overwhelmed, the place where he hides me under his wings. He's not just the song, he's the reason I sing.
Yes, he is.
I have been blessed. He's so good to me. And precious are his songs of you and me. No way could I count them. There's not enough time. So I'll just thank him for being so kind. God has been good, so good, and I have been blessed. God has been good, so good. I have been blessed.
Amen. I bet if we sat down and we started writing some of the things that we've been blessed with, at the top of the list would be our family, our friends, our listeners here at WPIL. We're very blessed to have sponsors that sponsor shows like the Strictly Southern Show. If it were not for people like Cutie Bug's Boutique and Pack-a-Sack and Don's Pawn Shop and Larry Bell, if there were not sponsors, then there wouldn't be a WPIL and there wouldn't be a show. And thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We are so blessed with all of you. I was talking a little bit earlier about the moments, the favorite memories. Those of you that were at Creekside, type in the room what one of your favorite memories were. There was a time during the Diamond Awards when I have heard Gold City sing If Church Pews Could Shout. I've heard them sing it a million times, and they do an amazing job, and what a song. But there was something surreal about the writer, Miss Kenna West, coming up on stage with Sarah, and they were playing, I cannot remember the other girl's name, and I'm so sorry, but Sarah Davidson was on the piano, and the other girl that's in the group, High Road, and they were playing, and Kenna started singing If Church Pews Could Shout, and I will never, ever forget that moment. What a moment, and what a time to be sitting there to hear her sing that song. And when she sang it, she just brought the house down. She brought the song to life, and you could hear a pin drop when she started singing. And if you were not in there, I did go live during that time. The camera was probably shaking. Kristen is the other girl's name. Thank you so much, Bearfield. But all I know is she's beautiful. I think both of them are just absolutely beautiful. But if you were not in there during that time, go back and watch the live feed and watch that moment, because that's a moment in gospel music that I'll never forget. And wow, what a talent. Not only is Kenna West a great writer, but that was the first time I've ever heard her sing, and I was blown away. Hats off, kudos to Gene Grady for making all those things happen with the Diamond Awards this year. the different things that she put together that were kind of not scripted and then added into the script later is what made it be what it was. And the Kenna West thing just truly blew me away. I hope you get to watch that, and if you did not get to see it in person, I hope you'll go back and watch the live feed. Trust me, it's worth going back and finding it. I'll try to post it again today. After the show, I'll go back and look for it and post it again because it's worth a watch. I want to play a song by a quartet that's not too far down the road from where I am right now. I'm in Heflin, Alabama, and they're over in Georgia, but not too awful far from there. This quartet in 2003, they began their ministry, and they took their group's name from Jeremiah 6:16, and that verse says, "Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls." With this vision in mind and a heart for ministry, founding members Douglas Roark and Tim Rackley started the group The Old Paths as a trio. They're now a quartet, and Tim, Doug, and Daniel came along, and they found the right blend with Steve Ladd, and they are together again as the Old Paths Quartet. And I love this song that they have right now out, and the name of it is Come Sunday Morning.
Disciples were gathered in an upper room. Their world was sealed up in a garden tomb. And there in the darkness they were so afraid, unsure of tomorrow and what they would face. 'Cause on Friday the Savior died on a cross. Saturday it seemed like all hope was lost. But soon there would be cause for rejoicing, 'cause everything changed, yeah. Come Sunday morning. Not one could remember the promise he made, that he'd lay his life down.
Amen.
But in just 3 days, the grave would surrender in total defeat. Yet death would be swallowed up in victory. 'Cause on Friday the Savior died on a cross. Saturday it seemed like all hope was lost. Soon there would be cause for rejoicing.
Hey, that's the Old Pass, and tonight they're going to be at Bowden First United Methodist Church. That's at 302 Wedowee Street in Bowden, Georgia. It starts at 7 o'clock p.m. Remember, that's Eastern time, so if you want to hear that song, you can go to Bowden First United Methodist Church tonight and hear the Old Pass. Tell them you heard their music here at WPIL, and tell them you heard about their group, and just say hello from us. We love the Old Pass here. You know, if you're in Atlanta, that's where the Old Pass are from, and you're driving down Interstate 20 headed west toward Birmingham, you're going to pass another quartet, and this quartet has been around for a long, long time, and whenever one of their group members decided to stay home and not work anymore, not be going out on the weekends, just for different reasons, and had been doing it for many, many years. They were a mixed quartet, and I was thinking, you know, I just don't know if that's going to work or not, because I'd been hearing them all these years the other way. And, it's been probably 6 months ago I went to a singing, and I want to tell you something. They are singing better than ever. I absolutely love this song by the Diplomats, and I love the Diplomats too. Corey Pearson, I saw Jaquita from 11th Hour this morning, or I think she wrote it yesterday, but I saw it this morning, said something about that Corey had one of the greatest voices in gospel music. I truly believe that, and he tears this song up. It simply says, I got saved. Do you remember the day that you got saved? I know that that should be the greatest day ever in your life. Listen to Corey and all the Diplomats sing I Got Saved.
There is a river of gladness that flows from Emmanuel's veins. This sinner was plunged beneath the flood and got saved.
Yes, amen.
Since then I've
Sorry, y'all.
walked in forgiveness.
Had a little outburst.
All of my guilt was erased.
Erase. It's gone.
The chains of the past are broken at last. I got saved. Oh, I got saved.
Anybody?
I'm undone by the mercy of Jesus. I'm undone by the goodness of the Lord. I'm restored and made right. He got a hold of my life. I've got Jesus. I could have want more.
Yes. How could we want more if we got Jesus? He's all we need.
I received nothing but goodness. I've tasted your grace.
Amen.
Oh, I was so lost, and I feel like
Me
the
too,
lost
David
got
Taylor.
saved. Oh, I got saved. I'm undone by the mercy of Jesus. I'm undone by the goodness of the Lord. I'm restored and made right. He got a hold of my life. I've got Jesus. I really want more. The love of God is mine. The love of God always stays the same. The love of God puts me alive. It's stronger. It's why I say I'm undone by the mercy of Jesus. I'm undone by the goodness of the Lord. I'm restored and made right. He got a hold of my life. I've got Jesus. I really want more. I'm undone by the mercy of Jesus. I'm undone by the goodness of the Lord. I'm restored and made right. He got a hold of my
music by the Diplomats, I got saved. Hey, if you got Jesus, how could you want more? And one of the best songs that those guys have ever done, and really proud of the Diplomats, really, really proud of them, and honored to call them friends and neighbors. They just live down the road. And a little bit earlier, I saw Little Jan was in the room. I don't know if she's still in here or not, but another favorite memory of Creekside this year was when Little Jan walked up on stage. She received the Jerry Goff Excellence Award, the very first one. And I hope for many, many years she'll be giving that award away to someone who has shown excellence in gospel music. I'm just going to tell you, the Diamond Awards in Creekside would not have been the same this year without Little Jan there. And she and Dr. Goff have really, over the last few years, really sown into my kids' life. And a lot of people say that Josh, he has the same mannerisms, and he sings a lot like Dr. Goff, and he says a lot of the same things. Sometimes he just says it because Dr. Goff said it. But really and truly, before any of that ever happened, he already was a lot like that. And I'll never forget getting a phone call years ago from Dr. Goff, and he said, "Hey, Vonda, I want to talk to you for just a minute." He said, "I got to hear and meet your daughter Ashley and your son-in-law Josh," and he said, "I want you to know that I've called some friends of mine down in Florida, and they're going to be going down to do a revival." And he said, "I believe in those kids, and I believe they're the real deal, and I want you to know that I'm going to do everything I can to help them." Including on their brand new album, they recorded some songs that Dr. Goff wrote, and some of them that I didn't even know that he had written. And one of my favorite memories at Creekside this year was when Little Jan came up on stage and sang "I'll See You in the Rapture." I can remember when Ashley was just, very young, she would sing this song right here. So Little Jan, if you're in the room right now, this song is just for you. And let me just tell you, honey, nobody can sing it like you. But I wanted to just take a moment and say thank you for what you mean, gospel music. Thank you so much for sowing into the lives of others. And thank you for coming to Creekside. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you had fun, because it was a memorable moment for people to get to see you. And I just hope and pray that next year you'll be a bigger part at Creekside, and you'll be singing at Creekside, and we'll get to enjoy more songs like this one right here that you used to sing.
Walk around me, Jesus. Walk around me, Jesus. Walk around
Love
me,
it.
Jesus. Walk around my bedside, Lord. Before Mama died, she called us to her bedside, told us that the Lord had been walking all around, and in the night she closed her eyes and we could hear her singing, "Walk around me,
Amen.
Jesus, walk around me,
weathered by time. And Lord, how the old saints would pray heaven down. If stained glass could talk and church pews could shout.
Oh, that's good.
He was hell-bent and bitter, colder than stone, when he finally hit bottom and walked in alone.
Amen.
But that's where Jesus met the biggest sinner in town. And stained glass could talk and church pews could shout. But that old-time religion may not be your thing, but love it or hate it, the truth still remains. A lost man went in, but a saved man came out. And that's what they tell you in church pews could shout. He was there every Sunday,
Amen.
the first to arrive, praying and singing with tears in his eyes, 'cause he never got over being glory bound. Oh, his stained glass could talk and church pews could shout. That old-time religion may not be your thing, but love it or hate it, the truth still remains. A lost man went in, but a saved man came out. And that's what they tell you in church pews could shout. There's an old country church off County Road 109, and he's gonna visit just one last time.
Love it.
I'm sure we'll hear hallelujah
Tanya Rose, I could hear you sing
as
this.
we lay him down. Oh, if stained glass could talk and church pews could shout. If stained glass could talk and church pews could shout.
Wow.
Precious memories, how they linger.
Thanks for listening to the Gospel Mix. WPIL 91.7 FM in Heflin.
Love that song, Miss Kenna West.
Christ is calling all his children, come and be blessed. All ye now heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. Just lean on his promise, brother, you'll find it's true. I like the one that says I'm coming for you. Well, I like the promise that he gave when he left. Oh, he's the rock and
Coming up next is Tanya Rose's brand new song, so don't go anywhere.
The promise I am coming for you.
I sold something on the closet page. I gotta go get it. Multitasking.
In the cliff, oh, he will pilot my soul safely home through. I like the promise I am coming for you.
I'm gonna start the next song and then I'll go.
Promises of Christ my King. I like the promise I am coming for you. I like the promise I am coming for you.
I got brand new music for you by Tanya Rose. I'm not who I used to be. Thank God I'm not who I used to be. I know you're gonna love this song, Tanya Rose.
I spent my life just getting by, moving forward but looking behind, convinced my mistakes had followed me. I packed my heart with a million lies, burned several bridges in that time, hid behind what I wanted folks to see. But I found myself and lost my pride when a man named Jesus changed my life. He showed me forgiveness and grace. He took my sin, he took my pain to the cross on Calvary that day. If you think that people never can change, just look at me. I'm not who I used to be. One Sunday morning in that pew, I surrendered and gave it to a man that had died for that old me. And I'm grateful for the ones who pray, thankful that I'm not the same. Finally, where I'm supposed to be. 'Cause I found myself and lost my pride when a man named Jesus changed my life. He showed me forgiveness and grace. He took my sin, he took my pain to the cross of Calvary that day. If you think that people never can change, just look at me. I'm not who I used to be. He took my sin, he took my pain to the cross on Calvary that day. If you think that people never can change, just look at me.
That girl can sing,
Oh,
can't she?
just look at me.
So good.
I'm not who I used to be.
Wow. I love that song, and that girl singing it too. Great music by Tanya Rose. I'm not who I used to be. Hey, my friend that stopped by, you know, I have Vonda's Closet on Facebook, and every so often I'll clean out my closet and I'll sell a bunch of clothes, jewelry, purses, whatever. And so this week I was trying to put up a couple of Christmas trees, but I've got 11. I put up 11 Christmas trees last year. Jack said He went from 0 trees in the house to 11 in 1 year.
Music's still playing.
Is it still playing? I didn't tell them they could do that. Why does it still do that? Probably because I had it on automatic before I could run outside. Roger came in here and said, your music's still playing. But anyway, we went from 0 trees in the house to 11 last year. I love Christmas, and I don't go out and buy new decoration for every tree. I usually look for things with a theme, and 1 year I collected bird's nest all years. I mean, all through the years I collected bird's nest, and I took all those that I had collected and put a little bird in each one and did a whole tree of bird's nest. And then this year I'm working on a tree of people in my family that have passed on, and with a pair of angel wings. It's wooden and with their name on each one of them, and that's going to be a family tree of my people that are celebrating Christmas in heaven, whether it be family or whether it be friends or people that were dear to me. I love stuff that are that's special. It doesn't matter where it came from. I don't care if it came from the Dollar Tree. As long as it's something that's special to me, then I love it. And my grandparents lived in a house just down the road from where I grew up. And my grandmother, her name was Shine. And I don't really know why they named her that. One man told me one time they called her Shine because when she walked in the room lit up. But my grandmother, she made ceramics for people, and people would come there to her house, and get things. And I remember some of my fondest memories of a child is she taught me to crochet. And also we had a truck that would drive up, and I'm telling my age, but we had a truck that would drive up in the yard, and it was a peddler's truck. And I know a few of you out there, Fonzo probably remembers, but this was like a rolling store. It was a peddler's truck. And if we would do our chores and things that we were supposed to do for her around the house, then whenever the truck would drive up, we could get on the truck with her and we could get a doll. And I used to love to get on that truck and get something. And so from my earliest years, I remember her making things and selling them. And so I think that's where it kind of got in my blood to do that. I love to make jewelry. I love to create things. I love to make things. And so I have a lot of it, and a lot of it is stuff that I've made. And I've noticed that when I have a Vonda's Closet sale, that's the stuff that sells first, is stuff that I made, because there's other people out there that like stuff that's special to them. So, for instance, this ring that I have on right now is a spoon that I found. My grandmother's house is pretty much fallen in, and I went down there one day and just kind of went through in the backyard. There was an old ceramic shop, and there was a window laying there, and I got the window, and I had someone paint me a picture on the window, which is very special to me. And the only other thing I could find in the whole house was a spoon in the drawer in the kitchen. And I got that spoon. Well, when I went to Creekside this year, I couldn't wait to get to Dollywood, because there's a man there that does silver. And I left it with him one day and went back and picked it up. And out of that spoon, he made me a ring. And I will never, ever, ever get rid of this ring. It is means more to me than anything in the world. And it's probably not much to anybody else, but it's a lot to me. And I love doing that. And I think it was my grandmother, Shine, was the person that instilled that in me, the person that made me want to make things. I don't know. I know Tanya Rose, she does earrings, and I'll see them, and the minute I see a pair of earrings that she made, I immediately want them. And I don't know if I want them so much because I love them, or if I want them because she made them, but they're special to me. And I got a pair of your earrings. So check out that kind of stuff. Go on Facebook and look up Tanya's stuff, and from time to time she'll post things that she made. And if you're one of those kind of people that like stuff, if it's special to you because somebody made it, then check that out, because you never know when you might be helping a ministry get down the road. Mark 209 said, be proud of those miles in your closet, and he was talking about t-shirts. Every so often Mark 209 does a new t-shirt, and they put miles on their bus and get them up and down the road. A lot of times when there's not a date, the sales from those t-shirts help them get to the next place. And he said, when you buy our t-shirt and you open your closet and you see it in there, be proud of those miles that you sewed into our ministry, because we don't take it for granted. I love that. And I'm going to be talking to BJ Jenkins here in just a minute about a book that she wrote recently, and I got to actually spend a little bit of time hearing about the ministry of BJ at Creekside. But this lady is very special, and I'm going to be talking to her right after this. But first, I'm going to play a brand new song by Eagle's Wings, and it's called One Such as I. Let me get BJ's number. Hey, Paula, come put your password in. Oh, she got a fancy phone.
Well, you called the weary sinner soul to give.
I'm going to use Paula's fancy phone. I love this song.
I could have never paid the price or been the perfect sacrifice. So one such as I might be saved. The final cost for loving me was his death on Calvary. Freely that price he paid. He never counted it as loss to bear the shame of the cross. So one such as I might be saved. On Calvary, my Jesus died. On the cross was crucified. My sin debt was finally paid. Oh, praise the Lamb of my soul. I'll tell the story wherever I go. So one such as I might be saved. The final cause for loving me was his death on Calvary. Free that price he paid. He never counted it as loss to bear the shame of the cross. So one such as I might be saved. He never counted it as loss to bear the shame of the cross. So one such as I might be saved.
I think if you want to get my card out of my pocket, you can. I can. Whichever way you want to do it, just get a roll. That was Eagle's Wings, brand new song, and now I'm going to be calling BJ Jenkins.
This is BJ.
Hey, BJ.
Hey, girl.
You are live on the air, and we've been talking about you a little bit. I said I'm gonna call my friend BJ. She is one talented lady. I wanted to say I got to spend a lot of time chit chatting with you at Creekside, but it didn't work like that, did it?
No, we were too busy.
We were running around busy, but you know what? We still got a lot of things done, and it was just a great convention. And I was so glad that even though it was at the last minute, it worked out for you to get to be with us and get to share. A lot of people have been talking about your book, and I know you got a lot of other things that are going on, but I want to take just a moment and tell my listeners who I'm talking to. I'm talking to my friend BJ Jenkins, and BJ is from Kosciuszko, Mississippi. Did I say that right?
That's right.
And in Mississippi, that's near Jackson, for those of y'all that don't know where that is. And I met her through Jeff and Brad Steele. They had been working on some music with her, and Jeff called me about a song that she had, and then it wasn't but just a few minutes till I got to hear a lot of songs by VJ, and then I thought, I'm just going to call and talk with her. And when we got on the phone, I felt like I'd known BJ all my life, and God's been doing some amazing things in her ministry, and she's just been trying to figure out exactly what area and what avenue that He wants to use what He's called her to do. And one of the things that she's done is she's written a book, a children's book. It's called The Fruit of the Spirit is Not a Coconut. Where on earth did you come up with that?
Well, that's a good question. I had been in the music ministry for like over 30 years, going around singing in different churches. And of course, I always loved kids. I've never taught kids, but I have kids, and then I had grandkids. And all of us have kind of gone along that trail. Well, as we get older, we realize how important it is that our kids get the values and the teaching, the Bible teaching that they need to have. So many times we worry about getting a good education or sports or
making sure they get cheerleader, right?
Yeah, and we put so much emphasis in that, so much of our money and our time into trying to get them to have the best equipment they can have to work with, and we forget about souls.
Absolutely.
We forget about preparing them for life, with good biblical principles.
That's right.
And so our grandkids were coming over to my house, and they were singing this song. We get in the car, we sing all the time in the car, and so they got in the car and they're singing this song, "The Fruit of the Spirit's Not a Coconut," and the song was just saying, it's not a cherry, it's not an orange, it's not a grape, it's not not a watermelon. And then it would name the fruits of the Spirit, and they would just, they loved it, they just sang it all the time. And I'm like, that song doesn't teach them anything about the fruit of the Spirit.
Right.
It just doesn't teach them that. It doesn't teach them how fruit works, how we get it in our lives. It just names it. And so I thought, what? I'm not much of a songwriter, but I think I can do better than that. And so I sat down at the table and thought I was going to write a better song to sing to my grandkids. And so, I'll tell you that God just opened up the windows of heaven, and what He'll do when you just wait on Him.
That's right.
And as fast as I could write, this was coming out. And when I got through, I thought, good gravy, that is way too long for a song. I thought, that's a book. And who knew?
Who knew? But it was a book. Do you have the book in front of you?
I do.
Can you read us just a little bit?
I can.
Oh.
But before I start, I just want to say that, most adults don't even know how the fruit of the Spirit really works.
Right.
We think we need to have more patience and more love, and we need to try to do better. We need to try to have more joy. That is not how it works at all, Vonda.
Right.
What happens is when the Holy Spirit comes into your life, He brings Himself and His character and His characteristics. And so when you ask Him into your heart and you fertilize Him, you fertilize that little seed that comes in with worship and reading the Bible and praying, then all of a sudden He begins to grow.
That's right.
And the more He grows, the more fruit you're going to see.
Absolutely.
So what's important about this book is it not only tells that to the kids, exactly how you can ask Jesus in your heart, but how to know and recognize Him working in your life.
Right.
And so that's a really cool part about it that I like. It's set up in a classroom with a teacher, and it's a rhyming book because it was supposed to be a song. So it goes like this. One day in the classroom, the teacher taught a lesson. "What's the fruit of the Spirit?" asked the teacher with a question. Well, the children raised their hands and they began to guess, but the answers they were giving would never pass the test. Then she began to tell them about the Holy Spirit, how He would come and teach them if they would like to hear it. Well, the children were excited. In fact, they were elated. So they bowed their heads and asked for Him, and then they sat and waited. And that's the key right there.
Uh-huh.
That you have to ask Him in your heart, and you have to believe that He's coming, and you have to wait on Him.
Wait on Him to come. That's right.
Yeah. When the Spirit comes, she said, He moves into your heart, and He brings with Him the seeds of faith, and then the growing starts. Now, the first fruit He will grow into His love, and here's why. God wants you to love everyone, even those that make you cry. For love is the most powerful gift that you can share. Showing love to all the hurting is one way to say you care. And joy is another fruit that He'll give to you. It can bubble up inside your heart when you're feeling blue. And the next fruit He will grow is peace. And who knows what that means? Well, Stella raised her hand and said, so we won't have bad dreams? Well, that's a start, but more than that, we never have to fear or be afraid of anything because God Himself is near. I put that in the book because Stella is one of my grandchildren.
Uh-huh.
And as any good writer, you should put all your kids and grandkids in your books. So Stella had come to me with bad dreams. And I told her, I said, Stella, that's what peace is, and that's a gift that God will give you. So we're just going to pray together, and we're going to ask Him to give you the peace that you need, you know.
Uh-huh.
And so we did that, so that was a real thing that happened in this book. And one thing that I really realized that the kids had, kindness, is another teacher began to say. And Sutton raised her hand and said, did I show that today? Because a little boy at lunch, a little boy in line forgot to bring his drink. I felt real bad and gave him mine. Is that what kindness means? Well, yeah, that was it. Well, yes, it is. I'm proud of you. You listen to the Spirit, because He often speaks and tells you things. You will only hear it. Well, this book goes into Vonda, and it talks about goodness. It talks about what faithfulness is. You know, most people don't know what faithfulness is. It's like making a pinky promise.
Right.
It's put it in the ways where the kids go, oh, now I know what that means. You know, what does goodness means? That goodness means to obey your parents, follow rules, and act the way you should. And you know what gentleness means, and what. So it takes them through there, and they understand. There's just one more. Can you guess who would like to hear it? Keep your seat and wait your turn for the last fruit of the Spirit. It keeps you calm and quiet too. This fruit is self-control, and it can even help you stay in line and do them just as you're told. So it just kind of goes on through all the Spirit,
Right.
all the of the Spirit. Yeah.
And explains it in terminology that the kids can understand and can get it.
It is, and it's illustrated really uniquely. We staged every bit of it and shot all the pictures.
Uh-huh.
So we took a classroom of kids here in town, brought all my grandkids, some kids from church, and we shot all the pictures in a setting where, you know, the kids demonstrating the gifts of the Spirit and stuff.
Right.
And then we cartooned it. So it's real kids, but they're in a little bit of a cartoon
Right.
situation.
Right.
And the children love them. It's so colorful, and they really like looking at other children.
Now, as you were talking, I was just sitting here thinking about all of the grandparents that are probably listening to my show today that need to get this book for their grandchildren, and they need their own copy. The kids need it. And when you read part of this at Creekside from the stage, I could see the people just grasping. And when you walked out to your table, I saw people coming out there to get the book. And I thought, you know, people get that. We buy them so many other things that aren't important. Why not teach them about the fruits of the Spirit and teach them about how to apply those to their lives? And I just think this is a cool gift. Now, not only are you a writer, an author, and all the different things that you have going on, you also own a bed and breakfast. Is that true?
We do.
So when somebody is up in your area, they could stay there.
They can. We're in Kosciuszko. Actually, if you took a pencil and stuck it right in the center of Mississippi, that is where we are. There's a little monument in this town, a little marker in the floor of the building here that says this is the exact center of the state of Mississippi.
Wow.
So if you get lost, it's right in the center. We're right off the Natchez Trace. The Natchez Trace goes, of course, from Natchez to Nashville. And so we get a lot of visitors from the Trace. Like today, we're having a whole wedding party come in, so the bride and her family are all staying here.
Aww.
And we just love it. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful ministry.
Jason Dice reached over to me at Creekside, and he said, now, here's you something about Kosciuszko. That's where Oprah Winfrey's from. Do you know where she grew up? Like, do you know where that house is and everything?
Yeah, it's just right here in town.
Just
and
right
she
there in
built
town.
a wonderful Boys and Girls Center here, too, that the community absolutely is using all the time.
That's
She did
amazing.
some great things for us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Well, now tell me about your music. We talked about the book. You've been working on a new CD. You got some brand new music out. And tell me what's going on in the life of B.J. Worthy, the artist.
Okay. Well, after I wrote this book, it turned, I turned around and said, I have an agent with the books, and he said, hey, you need to turn around now and write your song again to go with this book. So I did. It was much easier after I could just shorten it. I already had it all written. So I wrote a little song that goes along with the book, and when you buy the book, you get a free download.
No way!
Audio. Yeah, of me reading it and singing the song along with it. So
Oh.
that's also on our new children's album, and it's available on our website. So it's a little song. At the end of the book, it gives the kids an opportunity to sing along with it, with the words. And so every one of you can just go download it, put it on your phone, and sit with your kids and reading to them. And you know, one thing I was going to say, Vonda, you know, at the table or the you know, at the book table, I seldom sell one book. I mean, most people buy more than one book, but
Right.
they're just like, look, I have a gift. This is a great baby shower gift.
Absolutely.
Listen, I need one for my house, but I need one for each one of my children's houses. So they'll sing, you know, so they'll read to their grandkids, or I'll put one at the church, you know, or in our office or wherever. You know, I had a doctor's office come in and, you know, take some to put in the waiting room. It's just it's a wonderful ministry gift, because it honestly is something that the kids can, you know, can hear the gospel.
Now, these are available on Amazon. Is that right? On Amazon, you can purchase the book.
I would send everybody today to the to my website to get.
Oh, cool.
And, it's bjjenkinsministries.com.
bjjenkinsministries.com. I'll post that. Are you on the Facebook Live today? If you are, type that in. You can go to her page and you can get the book. I'm going to get some of those for gifts. I've been thinking about that. That would be awesome Christmas gifts. And you know, you were talking about the song and you singing along with it. There is something about a song that helps children to remember things. When my son Brad was little, he had to learn his address, and we lived in Oxford. He went to school in Heflin, and our address was 3111 Laurie Lane, Oxford, Alabama, with a different zip code, 36264. He was so stressed out. He would come in every day. Mama, I cannot remember. My zip code's different from everybody else's, and I'm going to make a bad grade. And he was just a little bitty fella. I don't even remember which grade, probably kindergarten or first grade. And so I got to thinking, well, maybe I can make it a song. So we learned to sing the address. So we were in the kitchen going, 3111 Laurie Lane, Oxford, Alabama, 36203. Ooh. 36203. Ooh. We had to put those oohs in there. He said, Mama, when I was taking my test, I like to got in trouble on the ooh part. I said, well, you didn't have to do it out loud. And he said, yes, I did, because I was writing when I was singing. And the same thing and it works for adults too. When I was in hygiene school, I'm a dental hygienist. Don't even know if you know that or not, but I went to dental hygiene school at UAB in Birmingham, and we had to trace a drop of blood from your heart out your body. And that I was like, there is no way I can't even say these words. And I wrote a song, and I sang that song through there and aced that test. And so we need to instill in our children good things. We need to put things in their heads that will help them when they face fiery times, when they face trials and tribulations, and they're going to, you know. And it's these little things that, just like your book, that they're going to remember. There's those things that's going to help them get through. And I love what you're doing. I do. Alicia told me she came up and visited, and you guys were working on something else. And I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, but she told me a little bit. And God is just now opening these huge big doors for you. And I think there's years and years of faithfulness behind what's going on now. And your music. You're doing a great job with your music. You're doing a great job with the children's books. I think we're going to be hearing a lot about BJ Jenkins in the future. And I wanted to call you today. I don't know how many days ago I called you, but I said, I'm going to call you on my show. But I wanted everybody that listens to my show to have an opportunity to purchase a book from you for their grandchild or for their grandchildren. They all need one. And
they need one. And there's even a place on the inside you can put to and from and the date you give it, just to make it, you know, we all know that's really special. You know when you get something and it's signed.
Yes.
Or, or something like
they're
that.
going to want you to sign the book too. Yeah.
I will absolutely autograph all of
Okay.
these. And we're so excited about it. But one thing about the new album, I just want to say, I did that kind of kickstarted my writing, and so I started writing. I've written 5 of the songs on this new album, never written before, and I just think they're just wonderful. One of them is called, it's kind of like about the story of David, that says, I have a heart like his, and it's just a beautiful song. And
wow.
Also on there, is a song about two sons rose that day.
Uh-huh.
Only one went down.
That's
Talking
right.
about the resurrection day. It's really good catch on words and really makes you think about, hey, every day, am I letting two sons go down? Two sons rose that day. We need to keep him in our heart all day.
That's right.
And forward in our life. And so also too on that song are 5 new cuts from Jeff Steele, and there were some songs that he's let me record, that are new out there, and y'all all know how well Jeff writes and how they just cut to your heart, and these songs just fit my voice perfectly, and so excited there. One is about Lord, we are waiting, anticipating, ready for you to come back again. And it's just, it's all about the second coming, and how when he left, he promised he was coming back for his bride.
Right.
And here we are,
Yes.
waiting on him every day. And
I think you need to come over one day and be on my show with me. I think you need to, we need to do a little radio tour. You need to hit those radio stations from Jackson all the way up to here. You can stop by and see Jason Dice, and you can stop by and WZZK, and then how about WURL all the way up to WPIL. Then when you leave WPIL, you can go to WGMI. Listen, I can send you to every W in the world on the way here, and visit everybody. Take them up, go out and share the news about what's going on with your book and what God's doing. But I would love to have you here. There's so much more we can say and talk about. But the main thing I wanted to do today was to let everybody know about the book and how they can get it. Christmas time's a-coming, and what a great gift. BJ Jenkins Ministries.com. That's IES Ministries.com. And if you don't mind, go in there to the Facebook Live and type it, and go on there and type where they can get it. Jimmy Bryant, I don't know if you know Jimmy, but his son sings with the Kingsman, Chris. He said singing the scriptures is also a great way to learn the scriptures, and that's true. It is a great way.
Do you know today, even as a grown-up grandparent, I still have to sing the Bible. I have to sing the books of the Bible.
That's right. I do that when I'm looking for my place. I do the same thing. Yeah.
And when I'm looking for something on there, I'm singing through that part of the
That's
song.
right. It'll change your world and change your day. I wake up in the morning sometimes. This is the day that the Lord hath made. I wake up singing. I wake up singing it, and it changes everything for the day. It changes the way that you look at things, and what we put in our minds is what usually comes out our heart and comes out our mouth. And
that's exactly right.
And that's what we want.
Preacher say one day, what comes up in your bucket is what you're getting out of the well.
What comes, that's right. That's right.
It's coming to whatever.
And what you said, right, and what you said today about the fruits of the Spirit is so true. It's not just for children. I know Alicia said when she read your book, it spoke to her. It's not just for kids. It's just simple so kids can understand it. But a lot of times adults need things to be simple for them to understand too. We get too caught up sometimes in things that don't really matter, and it's the simple things. When we go back to, we talked about earlier, to the old path, when we go back to the simple way to put it and apply these things to our life, that's when God begins to move, and that's when things start changing in our life, is when we do that. So I'm going to point everybody over to bjministries.com, and we'll plan that radio tour and that visit to Heflin, Alabama. How about that?
Yeah. Right, it's BJ Jenkins Ministries now. Don't forget the last
BJJenkinsMinistries.com. And you're going to post it.
I do want to mention that the fruit of the Spirit's not coconut is only one in a series of 5. So there'll be 5 of these books. This one's about the fruit of the Spirit. We'll have one about faith, one about spiritual warfare, one about hearing the voice of God, and one about how to pray. And actually, I wrote one of those at Creekside. One of those books, I finished it while we were there. Just kind of came really quick while we were out there ministering. And one is, if God is always speaking, why can I not hear his voice?
Wow.
And the one about prayer, God is not a drive-up window that you place your order through.
Right.
So they're all a lot of fun, but they teach. I'd like to say my style is taking deep theological, mysteries of God, like the things that he's taught us, and making them simple. Have you ever watched like Looney Tunes when you were a kid?
Yes.
And the frogs jump out of the box and start singing? Well, the little kids think they're funny frogs singing, but we know that that's Frank Sinatra. or we know that's the Rat Pack, and that's their voices, and their little frogs wearing ties, holding microphones. And, we as adults see that. Same thing in Disney movies. Whenever you're watching Aladdin and the genie's doing all these voices.
That's right.
The kids think they're funny, but we know that's Humphrey Bogart, and we know that. So the same thing is like that. You can sometimes watch a cartoon and get a way deeper understanding than the kids are even getting. And so I like to say that's the way these books are. Even when you read them, even adults, it just grabs your heart and teaches you principles in a simple way, and the kids can just pick it up, and then you see it in a whole deeper, in a whole deeper realm.
Absolutely.
I think it's amazing. The Holy Spirit did that. I'd like to tell everybody I have a ghostwriter. His name is Holy.
Holy Ghost Rider.
Holy Ghost Rider. And he just, honestly, I look at it and read it, and I'm like, I can't believe I wrote that. I can't even. But hey, and also too, these eventually will have a lesson plan that goes along with them. Each one of them will have a song that goes with them, and we'll package them when we get them all finished for almost like a vacation Bible school.
For a Bible school class or a Sunday school lesson.
Yeah, so you'll be able to teach it.
Awesome.
Take it and teach it as a lesson. So
BJ, thank you so much for sharing with us today, girl. And please go in the room and type where they can get the book, and I'll be talking to you soon, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Bye-bye. BJ Jenkins, be sure to go over there and check out her book, bjjenkinsministries.com. She's going to post it in here in just a minute. This is a song by Lefebvre Quartet. It says Rugged Old Cross. It's a great song.
All the way back to the Garden of Eden, God had accepted just one sacrifice. The blood of the Lamb to atone for the sin.
I just posted it for you.
A shadow of one who would pay the dear price. Tried but not guilty, since I've been forgiven, and yet but it's settled once and for all. A slave but I'm free now, chains have been broken, was dead but I'm living, and it's all because of payment of love was given in blood, or a rugged old cross. Jesus would die for the ultimate pardon to all who would come broken and lost. He paid it all with his shame and his suffering, and his blood is still flowing from that old
Quartet, and a great song by Lefevre Quartet. A minute ago, we were talking about Miss Kenna West and her singing If Church Pews Could Shout during the Diamond Awards at Creekside, and what a great moment that it was. The girls that accompanied her, Sarah and Kristen, did a great job. I want to play a song by High Road, and this is a great song. It's called Heaven's Backyard. I am a High Road fan, and I bet you are too. Sing it, girls. Great song.
Last night I was talking to my mama and daddy. The sound of their voices were so sweet to hear. They told me they love their new home where they're living. And when I woke up, I could swear I'd been there. In heaven's backyard, loved ones are waiting. Children are playing there in the green fields. And it brings me comfort to know where they are, laughing and singing in heaven's backyard.
I love this song.
God knows just how
Come right here and
much
speak,
we
everybody.
miss our
They always say, hey, come in so they can see you.
tragically left
Paula's gonna come say hey to y'all.
world way too soon. But she's wandering
She's been a little busy bee this morning. We had planned for her to be on the show, but she's in there working. She said, we got stuff we got to do. You go do that, and I'll do this. But I think she's with me for a little bit.
loved ones are waiting. Children are playing there in the green fields. And it brings me comfort to know where they are, laughing and singing in heaven's backyard. Oh, there's no pain or sadness, no tears in that place. At the right hand of God, with a smile on their face. In heaven's backyard, loved ones are waiting. Children are playing there in the green fields.
And I've done bought 2 rolls.
It brings me comfort to know where they are, laughing and singing in heaven's
I want you to come right here.
And it brings me comfort to know where they
Come right here.
laughing and singing in heaven's backyard.
You don't need that, so let me get ready. Boom, boom, boom.
Hey y'all, this is Vonda. Did you hear that there's a new
Gotta
doc in
come up here
town?
with me so
That's
they can
right,
see you.
Southern Immediate Care, located at
You're so
150
pretty.
Tompkins Street. Also behind
think you're pretty.
McDonald's. The number is 256
I think you're crazy.
568 8818. Here's what one of the recent patients that were there had to say. The staff at Southern Immediate Care, they treat each other and their patients like they are family. They take their time and truly
Greg
care about
Sullivan said,
every
"Great to see
patient. Our entire family has now been to Southern Immediate Care, and our town is blessed to have them. Next time you visit Southern Immediate Care, let them know you heard about them here at WPIL.
Oh, me, y'all. I brought Paula, but if you guys are watching on Facebook Live, if you're not, you might want to go get on your computer. She's been running from me all morning because she wanted to get her stuff done, and she's got stuff to do, places to go, people to see, and I wanted to, like, capture her and keep her in here with me, but, you know, Paula. She said if I saw them last week, they probably don't remember seeing me. I was like, hey, what you need? You got 5 seconds. Because at Creekside, we're in, like, crazy gear, and it's funny how she's on one side of the building working, I'm on the other side of the building working, and every so often we meet in the middle and we tell everything to each other. But we had a great time. We did.
Then we try to text, but
Yeah.
then we're like trying to do live. If I'm ever out there with
Yes.
the crowd,
We're trying to live all the different artists, and then we're trying to text each other. But I asked Paula, I said, Paula, what was your favorite moment at Creekside? And because we've been doing favorite moments, so are you ready? Here we go.
Here, wait a minute.
I'm waiting on you.
I'm a little slow.
Okay, she's a little slow today.
That's okay. I'm just.
Hey,
really
Tim
slow.
Kitchen. Yes.
All right, here we go.
Okay, here's Paula's favorite moment.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
I can't believe I won this award.
I know. I'm up here with gum. I ain't never gonna live this down.
Y'all know I didn't know I was gonna win, because if I'd known I was gonna win, I would have gum in my mouth. But it sure is good.
She won 2 of them, so she still had her gum in the mouth with the next one.
You had to be there. I know if you're just watching and you were not there. Tanya Rose came up to accept her award with a big wad of gum in her mouth. And so when we had her MC the showcase, every person in the showcase room had gum in their mouth. This is really good gum.
It is good gum, isn't it?
Yeah, this must be what she had in her mouth and didn't want to give up.
She didn't want to give it up.
But
so.
anyway, so here is Paula's favorite moment. It's the time Tanya Rose was smacking and winning
and she was excited
and winning and taking her big hunk of diamond awards back to Nashville.
Love you, Tanya.
This is for you, Tanya. I didn't know she was in here. We want to be your backup singers. We can do it. We got this.
There's questions to be answered, lessons to be learned. Oh, the only thing to do when you lose your grip is to call on God when there's trouble in your heart. Call on God when you're stumbling in the dark. Brother, when your soul's in need, just go and
too good to give up.
All you've got to do is call on God. Yeah, it's written in the good book, everything you need to know. Don't need to ever read between the lines.
Yes.
From creation to salvation, so the story goes. For those who seek, they will surely find. If you call on God when there's trouble in your heart,
Sit there like it through. I don't have
call
a few
on
minutes.
God when you're stumbling.
I don't want to be malnourished with my
Brother, when your
baby.
soul's in need, fall down on your knees. All you've got to do is call on God.
I've got a few more minutes.
Sinners in the shadows, sinners in the light. Brother, can you tell me where you stand? We all need redemption.
Tanya, I wanted to leave a legacy. I didn't realize it
He's
would be
the only
this.
one who always understands. And if you call
It was the best.
when there's trouble in your heart,
Oh.
call on God when you're stumbling in the dark. Brother, when your soul's in need, fall down on your knees.
Now I know why that song is so good. It's a
Got
good
to do is call on God.
Maybe we should stop just listen to it sometimes instead of work.
Just fall down on your knees.
Give us something to talk about.
Oh, all you got to do is call on God.
That's Miss Tanya Rose. She said she wanted to leave a legacy. She didn't know it was going to be this, but it was great. If you were not there and you missed that moment, go back and watch it. It was great. And that's why we all love her so much, you know. We do. Did you see Tanya's mama? She looked like her sister.
Yes, I do.
I mean, beautiful and
Yes.
just as pretty on the inside as on the outside. I talked to her for a few minutes and just sweet. Paula
I'll talk
asked
for 5
me.
seconds.
Paula said, "Did you play those pretty little girls?" Hey, Lamar. Lamar Welch is listening today. How are you doing, Lamar? It's good to see you. Are you behaving? Are you, is Geraldine keeping you straight? Is she cooking good for you? I mean, you know, that's what she does best. What I would give to come over there and spend the night at y'all's house in Stockbridge and wake up to the smell of bacon cooking again. It's been too long. It has been too long. I told Robert Vines at Creekside, it's been a long time since I've been to the Old Country Church, and my favorite memories of singing there was getting to spend the night with you guys, and boy, we had some fun. Paula asked me, said, "Did you play the little girls?" Well, the little girls are the Daddy sisters, and I want to tell you something. They won everybody's heart at Creekside, and such a precious family. And I do have them queued up. In fact, I got the East Ridge Boys and the Daddy sisters. Now, how you put all that in the same thing? I mean, Richie Rose, how do you put Richie Rose in there with them beautiful little girls all in the same thing? I don't even know how to, what's it called? It's, what's that word? Segue. Oh, that was a nice segue. Well, let me just go and tell you, this probably ain't going to be a nice segue, whatever that is. That's what Rob says when I do something good. He'll say, "Oh, sweetie, that was a great segue from this to that." I'm like, a segue?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking
I'm
about.
not sure what you're talking about, but here's to the segue. Ain't probably going to be
Let me
good.
tell you about the Richie Rose thing. I met Fonzo. That
Grab
was
it right there. Grab it right there and let me turn
You
your
can
mic
just
on.
tell 'em.
No, I want you to tell them. Talk in that microphone.
Listen,
I turned it around, but I'm doing this on my phone today, y'all, and so,
All right, can I hear?
yeah.
Oh, another great moment at Creekside for me was I met Fonzo.
You got to meet Fonzo
I got
Fields.
to meet Fonzo Fields.
He
and
is-
I was so excited. I was so happy.
He said looks and buns. Yep, that's pretty much. There's Paula, y'all. There she is.
That's okay. Just put that on you.
No, go ahead.
But
Go ahead, Paula.
I just wanted to say that because he was so nice, and I have talked to him, text with the different shows that we listen
Right.
to, and Facebook Lives, and so I was so excited to get
And
to meet
and they
him.
get up there and sing this song about turkey buzzard. Were you in
Yes,
there?
Yes, I was.
That was
It
a
was good. Yeah.
John Mathis at Mansion. His dad wrote this song, and so first time he ever sent it to me, I thought, "Richie, are you just kidding? Are you serious?" Like, I didn't want to say, "Oh, this is a great, wonderful song," and then it be a joke. And so when he sent it to me, I started listening, and I was like, "What's he talking about?" And so then I got to listen. I thought, there's a lot of truth in this song. Well, they sang it and staged it absolutely perfect. What an amazing job that they did at Creekside. I was mad at them, though, because they didn't stay and sing in the Hey Y'all Media Showcase, but I forgave Fonzo. I'm still mad at Richie, but I forgave Fonzo, and I'm working on Richie. It's just, I've got to read BJ's book and get some more of those fruits of the Spirit so I can have some compassion and be nice to Richie, because he really made me mad because he didn't stay for the Hey Y'all Media Showcase, but that's okay. Well, it's another day. We'll talk about that later. But
Yeah.
Fonzo, he's completely all right about it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to play Turkey Buzzard, and then we can figure out a way to segue, whatever that means, from the East Ridge Boys to the Daddy Sisters, because it's right the opposite. I mean, how do you go from Richie to these little angelic girls? I mean, and how do you go from Turkey Buzzard to something serious? I don't know. But I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people are talking about the Turkey Buzzard song, and I'm going to play it for you.
Richie, I love you, Richie.
Paula loves you. She forgave you a long time ago. She read that book before me.
No, I just love him.
You just love him
I just
anyway,
love
don't you?
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he still ran out the door and didn't sing on my showcase, but
But
I
he
do
didn't
still
tell me
like him.
bye either,
He didn't
so-
tell me bye either, and
So-
he said Fonzo was sick. I think that was a cover. I think they just
Well-
wanted to leave. I don't know what happened, but
I don't know. We're gonna get.
if any of y'all find out, would somebody please let us know? We need to know. So here's your turkey buzzard.
Turkey buzzard sitting on the roof of the church, sunning himself
After
in the
this.
hair. It was just like he liked it. It was nice and quiet. Nothing going on there. The doors all closed. The organ won't play. Not a member to be seen. The preacher and his family have all gone fishing. The church was dead to me.
East Ridge Boys. And the question of the day is, was Fonzo really sick? I need somebody to find that out for me. I need to know if Fonzo was really sick or if Richie just had something else to do. I mean, I don't know, but I really want to know. Fonzo, I want to know, were you really sick? I mean, I just got to know. That song was great. Y'all did a great job, and I just want to hear a little more of you. How y'all media showcase. The Daddy Sisters. I know it's 11 o'clock straight up and down. You're listening to WPIL 91.7, Voice of Heflin, Real Radio, Southern Gospel Christian Country, and a whole lot of grass around here. And we're glad that you're here. This is the very end of the Strictly Southern show, but I want to go out of here playing the Daddy Sisters. I got just a couple of minutes. The Daddy Sisters are a group of sisters from Southern Ohio. Y'all say it like that, Ohio. Peyton is 11 years old, and then you got Katie, who's 9. She is Miss Attitude. That girl, she puts that, attitude in her song, and love to hear all of them sing. Lily is 5 years old, and then Sophie, or Sophia, some of them call her Curly, she's 3 years old, and a lot of times people ask, are these girls saved? Do they know Jesus? And I went to their page and I read, it says from their mom, people often ask if the girls are saved. Peyton and Katie both accepted Jesus Christ in their heart at the age of 7. If you ask them how long they want to sing for Jesus, their answer will be forever. Lily says she wants to be a preacher when she grows up. Curly is quick to tell Satan that he cannot cross this bloodline in the name of Jesus. One of the main questions that we're usually asked is, how did y'all get started singing? And the girls all started singing when they were babies at our home church. One of the very first songs that Peyton and Katie started to sing was You Can't Cross the Bloodline at age 2 and age 4. As their mother was listening to this song on repeat in the car one day, little did she know that there were 2 little voices that knew every single word. What we were doing in our church was no different than what we did at home. It isn't something that we do, it's something that we live, and we love what we do. The girls would sing and learn new songs all the time, bringing people into worship and joy into their hearts. In August of 2018, the Lord called us to do something a little different, and it was way out of our comfort zone. He said, what we are doing at our church and in our home, I want you to share it with the world. That is exactly what we began to do, and that is how the Daddy Sisters came about. And at Creekside, they were walking around and everybody was talking about them. You're going to get to know them a little bit more as the weeks go on at WPIL. But I want to play a song by them, and sorry, I want to take just a moment and say goodbye. Have a great Friday, and be watching sgnscoops.com for some exciting news coming up real soon.
Hello everybody, this is Roger Harris, the accidental DJ. I got a song here I want you to listen to. Here are the Daddy
Roger knows
Sisters
what's
with
good.
Everything's Gonna Turn Out Right. You're gonna love this song.
They won Roger's heart.